This is season 2, episode 2, and we are here with Sister Jacobsen. Hi, Sister Jacobsen.
Hi.
So, Sister Jacobsen, where are you from, and how did you get started into your mission? Actually, I'll just let you introduce yourself first. So, like, where are you from, and a little bit about who you are.
Awesome, for sure. I am from Littleton, Colorado, or in Highlands Ranch. I like to say both of them because I go back and forth. I live with my grandparents at the moment, but sometimes I visit my mom a lot more in Highlands Ranch. And what was the second question?
Um, just like how many siblings you have or things that you enjoy doing.
Sorry. Yes. I have four siblings. I'm the oldest out of them all. I enjoy the hike. I enjoy reading the scriptures over and over. It's really the most simplest thing you can ever find about me. I'm very simple. Um, and some days, honestly, I just want to lay down and do nothing. And there's other days I want to move my body, be like, let's do this, let's do that. But yeah.
That's so fun. Thanks for introducing yourself. So, um, prior to our interview, you told me that you transferred from a proselyting mission to a service mission. So, tell us what inspired you to serve a mission, and um, what inspired you to transfer to a service mission?
Sure. Um, so beforehand, I was inactive from the church after my parents got divorced. And that was a huge struggle. It's definitely separating from faith and everything can already take a big toll on spiritually. And I start to notice that over the years. I'm like, oh, I don't like this. But I'm grateful that I returned back because this is the biggest moment is when I started to read the scriptures. I felt like an investigator from the missionaries again and my siblings. And because of that, I come to know for myself about the Book of Mormon is true, that the prophets is here and all that wonderful stuff that really um, made the difference in my life. That started off the prompting of serving a mission in general. I was still getting used to the words and vocabulary that all of us members love to use and forget that people outside do not know. Um, and I love how Heavenly Father was in the step of trying to point me to a mission. I remember when COVID came, my grandpa, for some reason, he felt prompted to share about the MTC they had old videos of and to share about missionary work. And because of that, I felt even more strong. Like, I feel like I need to serve a mission to share what I have learned in my experience. Um, but that backfired because my mom was still not really coming back to church. She was like, "Oh no, let's let you go to school." And I listen. I love my mom, and I would always listen to her. So I did, but it came back on my birthday. I remember 2019. I knew I needed a serve mission, so that's when it changed, and it took so long, much longer, I think, than normal people would have on a mission to wait for the calling. It took so long. I already started my papers on 2021. So the beginning of January, like getting it started, meeting with the bishop.
Mhm.
And it took a little to get information I needed, of course. And my stake president finally submitted it in June instead, because of I needed to meet I think a therapist because I put inside my anxiety that I found out I have that year too. So it was so interesting. It took too long. But even with that, I still had to wait. I waited 3 months, nothing. And it wasn't until my bishop back at home. I was already at home now, out of college. And he had to give me the news that at that moment I was sad, saying, Sister Jacobsen, oh Victoria, my original name, um, yeah, they told me that you need to wait and live a missionary lifestyle and to see if this anxiety will be able to live a normal life out on a mission, basically. And it took a long time. And I did the process. I lived it. I took everything I possibly could, join other missionaries so I can have more experiences of getting out of my comfort. I did it all, and it took a while. It didn't take until I finally got my mission call um, on March 8th. I finally had it, and to have it in my hand, it took so long. It took a year, basically. And I was so in great joy to find out that I was going to serve in the North Dakota Bismarck Mission. And it brought me so much joy. Like, this is the first time that I finally reached something that I desire and what I really wanted to do. And it was so beautiful and wonderful that I finally got that chance. And it was amazing. Oh my goodness. I love my teaching mission. Absolutely had the best experience, best companions I've had, best STL, sister training leaders, district zone. Like, everything was so amazing. But there was one issue. Um, Suddenly I ran out of my medication. I was too frightened to go to the doctor. That is something I lack, was communication. I know that even till now, it's communicating. And because of that, my anxiety started to build up slowly, but I didn't really notice. I was in the mood. I was like, let's go, go, go. And I think if I was helping me, he needed me at that moment. I don't know what purpose he needed me in my proselyting mission and those areas I served and the companions I have, he just needed me to be there. And I definitely know that for sure. And it wasn't until my fourth transfer, so basically like 5 months and a half, is when things got really turned around. And that's when my anxiety felt like it was dark. It felt very dark. I could still remember, it felt like I was taking photos of black and white with redness inside of there sometimes because the fall was in the corner. And I knew something was wrong. My companion, Yuja, came from a different area. She was an obvious sister, and I'm grateful for her too. And she helped me out to contact people, contact doctors to get to my the mission president, get him up to date what's happening.
Mhm.
And I knew I had to go home, but it was so tough, so tough. And I'm grateful for my STL sister Baird. She was my STL throughout my whole mission. Like, she
Mhm.
was my only one. I don't know how my father did that, but he kept her there wherever no matter where I was in areas. She was just happened to be my sister training leader, and she was the best encouraging. She's like, no, this is amazing. Yeah, do a service mission. Like, you got this. This is gonna be amazing. Because there's many options I could have done. I could have waited home and then come back to processing, or be done, or become a service mission. And I was devastated still, so I couldn't think process, but I'm grateful for her. Positivity was always an amazing thing. Um, so I just went home after that. It was so hard on me because I've been waiting for so long for this mission call, and to find out that I'm going back home. And it was tough, but I kept my faith. I kept going. I'm like, you know what? I don't know what's happening, and I need to put my faith in Heavenly Father right now. And I'm just gonna go with it. And I remember the night, because it was the same night I flew, and I had to meet with my stake president and my
Mhm.
mission was the Moats and Sister Johansson, and it was so interesting to see a service missionary seeing me with, like, they told me that I looked so dead, like so tired, exhausted, like I'd been in war, basically. And um I'm so grateful because that was a turning point, I feel, in my life to really put faith in God. And I'm very grateful that I had this opportunity to experience the teaching part and a service. So yes.
That's so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that story of faith, despite the transfer and the darkness and the things that you experienced. In my Foundations of the Restoration class here at BYU, we were talking about Joseph Smith's experience in the Sacred Grove, and how before he had the presence of God and Jesus Christ before him, he experienced a lot of darkness. experience the influence of the adversary. And I think that's a beautiful lesson to us, that when we experience that darkness, that God will, if we call upon the name of God, as Joseph Smith did, like we will have that glorious restitution and revelation and get answers to our prayers. And your story beautifully exemplified that. Do you mind sharing with us just a few things that you do as a service missionary?
Yes, for sure. I love this part about my host service, since you can make your own assignments, your own schedule in a way, and I love it. And the main ones I kept having is the temple, even though they do recommend 80% community and then 20% temple. I kind of lean more on the temple side. I've started off doing the laundry and still am. That is my favorite place, is helping in the laundry room, just folding, learning the sacredness it is to take care of these beautiful white clothes, and how much the members come in and need them, or the newcomers who are about to be endowed. It's amazing experience to see the smile on their face to receive their clothes. And then I've done the baptism before. It was wonderful to try that as the second part of the temple, to learn how the workers enjoy serving, and I myself enjoyed. And then now I'm doing as an ordinance worker. Finally got to that earlier in the year, and I always love that one, to learn so much of the sacred things that happen in there, and to be a part of working and seeing how our Father truly makes us an angel in people's lives. And the many miracles I've seen in there is so wonderful. And the people I did not expect to meet happen. So family, I was like, oh, coincidence? It's not coincidence, of course not. And I love having Father did that. So mostly it's been the temple. Even now it's that laundry to the ordinance worker, and then I have 2 days at the temple ground. I've enjoyed especially the spring to summer to fall, how the flowers are still beautiful and taking care. I did not realize how much work is needed on the ground to make sure it's beautiful, and it totally relates to our lives. Everything is so symbolic. To take care of a guardian, you also have to take care of your faith. You also have to take care of your life. It's the same thing as the gardens, to make sure that it is kept up and not destroyed. And my other one is now the community. I've done a lot of different type of community. I think if the most had described me, I feel like I am jumpy around it. I like to experience a lot of things. I can't sit in one place. So it's amazing that I'm still stuck to the laundry though. That's like record for me. I usually can't handle staying around too long. But the communities I've enjoyed, especially now, is it was Project Cure. It was. It's basically like a place where we supplies all the doctor stuff to send out to the third world country. That was one of my top ones. But I switched around to Volunteer America one time to help with the homeless, to have food ready. A member was already there, so she showed me it, and now they're on the list to get other service missionaries a part of it too one day, or maybe now, I have no idea. And oh, I love Windcrest. That's where the elderly, those people that have trouble with their memories, they really, I used to be honest, I used to be afraid of elderlies, my grandparents. So being around them had helped me so much to not be fearful, that to remind me to be like, they're children of God. And right now they're like a 5-year-old most of the time. They go their own way and they don't know where they're at, and it's so interesting. And I love each of their personality, and I definitely feel God's love for them now, and I'm grateful to have the opportunity. Even I'm still serving with them, and I'm very grateful to be around them and to continue to learn that, not to be so fearful of elderlies, and see them in a different perspective now. And then right now I'm doing my the mission office, helping out with the Denver South mission. And that one is a great start off of my week after Sunday. It's so wonderful to help out with the sister who's the secretary to the mission president. She's so wonderful. We both enjoy helping one another since she's so new and I knew some things beforehand. So it's great to help out and to learn so many of the missionaries. It's like being able to see the background. Like this is what I used to be involved, not knowing what was happening, and now I'm in the other side seeing what's happening. It's so cool. I'm like, I wonder if this is how the veil is. The other side, like, I see it. I see it now. That's what it feels like sometimes. And meeting so many of the other missionaries and helping them also has been so wonderful. And I don't know, I got to learn so much on this mission of mine. But yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I so appreciate your sweet spirit and just the love that you share. You just like emulate the love of the Savior, whether you realize it or not. And I can just tell by the way that you talk about your services that you spread that love and that joy to everyone that you serve with. And that's so neat. What advice, just to close, what advice would you give to a missionary that was struggling with anxiety?
The advice I would give to start off, letting them know is okay, this is gonna be the most bumpiest road. And of course, it's never gonna get worse or but better. It's complicated with anxiety. I'm still having it. And I do know with Heavenly Father and putting all your trust and remembering it's okay that you're not perfect. It's okay that you're struggling because that's the point of Jesus Christ. He's there. And I would say, remember Him. It is tough at the moment. Yes, it is. But you can remember Him. You can wake up and pray. You can read your scriptures in the morning if you want to. You can make it to your assignments. You can. When it comes to Jesus Christ, nothing is impossible. So take it one step at a time. It will be tough because I'm in the same boat. It is tough in some days, and some days is easy. That is our life, but that's okay because Jesus Christ is there, and Heavenly Father is watching over you, and many other angels and people on this earth. There's so many who's here to help out as well, and you're not alone. That's one thing I would definitely say is that you got this and keep going. Your service mission is never the end. This mission will continue afterwards because Heavenly Father has other plans for you. He needs you. He needs your part of your amazing talents and gifts to help others come closer to Him. Yeah.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful advice. Thank you so much for being willing to be on this podcast, Sister Jacobsen. And I know that you'll touch so many lives from doing this.
You. I enjoyed it so much to be a part of this and can't wait for others to hear, and hopefully it does help them. I've enjoyed your podcast and it is inspiring as well. So thank you as well.
Thanks.